Picture this, a lonely mountain slope in the Midian wilderness. The sun beats down mercilessly. An 80-year-old shepherd named Moses tends his father-in-law's flock. Nothing about this day suggests it will change the course of human history. Then Moses sees something impossible. A bush engulfed in flames, yet not consumed by the fire. This is Mount Horeb, also called the Mountain of God. Moses has spent 40 years here as an exile from Egypt. Once a prince in Pharaoh's palace, he fled after killing an Egyptian who was beating a Hebrew slave. For 4 decades, he's lived as a fugitive, tending sheep in obscurity. His past as an Egyptian prince seems like another lifetime. His people, the Israelites, remain enslaved in Egypt, suffering under brutal oppression. But everything changes when Moses approaches the burning bush. A voice calls from the flames, "Moses." "Moses," he responds, "here I am." God commands, "Do not come any closer. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground." Moses removes his sandals and hides his face, terrified to look at God. God identifies himself as the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Then comes the stunning declaration, "I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying out because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about their suffering." God isn't distant or indifferent. He sees, he hears, and he cares deeply about human suffering. God reveals his plan to rescue the Israelites and bring them to a land flowing with milk and honey. Then comes the moment that terrifies Moses. "So now, go. I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt." Moses immediately objects. "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" It's a reasonable question. He's an elderly shepherd, a wanted murderer in Egypt. How can he possibly confront the most powerful ruler on earth? God's response is simple but profound. "I will be with you." Moses isn't convinced. He asks what he should tell the Israelites when they ask God's name. God responds with one of Scripture's most mysterious statements, "I am who I am." This is what you are to say to the Israelites, "I am has sent me to you." This name reveals God's eternal, self-existent nature. He needs nothing and no one. He simply is. But Moses continues making excuses. What if they don't believe me? God gives him 3 miraculous signs. His staff becomes a snake, his hand becomes leprous then healed, and he can turn Nile water into blood. These signs will authenticate his divine commission. Still Moses protests, "I have never been eloquent, I am slow of speech and tongue." God's patience begins wearing thin. "Who gave human beings their mouths? Is it not I, the Lord?" God promises to help Moses speak and teach him what to say. Finally, Moses makes one last desperate plea. "Please send someone else." Now God's anger burns against Moses. Yet even in anger, God provides a solution. Moses' brother Aaron will serve as his spokesman. God will tell Moses what to say, and Moses will tell Aaron. This encounter reveals profound truths about how God works. He chooses unlikely people for impossible tasks. He meets us in our ordinary circumstances and calls us to extraordinary purposes. He doesn't ignore our fears and doubts, but addresses them patiently. Moses' reluctance mirrors our own when God calls us to difficult tasks. We feel inadequate, unqualified, and afraid. We make excuses and suggest alternatives. Yet God's response remains consistent. "I will be with you." His presence transforms impossibility into reality. The burning bush also demonstrates God's holiness. The ground becomes sacred simply by his presence. Moses must remove his sandals in reverence. This teaches us to approach God with appropriate awe and respect. Moses eventually obeys, returning to Egypt to confront Pharaoh. What follows is an epic showdown between God's power and human pride. Through 10 devastating plagues, God demonstrates his supremacy over Egypt's gods and Pharaoh's authority. Moses leads the Israelites through the Red Sea to freedom. This shepherd who felt inadequate becomes Israel's greatest prophet and lawgiver. He receives the 10 Commandments, establishes Israel's covenant with God, and guides an entire nation through wilderness wanderings, all because he answered God's call from a burning bush. Today, God still calls ordinary people to extraordinary purposes. He sees suffering and intervenes through willing servants. When you feel inadequate for the task before you, remember Moses. Remember the burning bush. Remember that God's presence makes all the difference. The question isn't whether you're capable. The question is whether you'll say yes to the one who calls you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Then hit the notification bell so you won't forget any of the new weekly videos.